All right, hello my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to get started on doing some of the stuff for my Italy travel journal for the vacation that I just took with my family. So really quick, I did a little bit off screen that I want to show you. So here I have basically separated each day because we went, a different place each day. So I have my first travel day. We did have one day in New York where we went to the Natural History Museum, which was very nice. So I've got that, Montecatini Terme, etc. So I just went ahead and separated these because I do kind of want to put it in sequential order. And then I have those all separated. And also in this bag, I have just extra stuff. So a couple of bags. I have some like instant coffee and stuff, some baby wipes, or not baby wipes, but like the hand wipes that they give you and stuff, just for extra stuff to put in the journal. I also went ahead and separated this book from its spine because this is the one that I want to use for the cover. I have no idea how thick this journal is going to end up being, so I decided that the, easiest way to go about it was to use the cover, and then I'll just make my own spine once we figure out how big it's going to be, because it's still going to be pretty big. And I have put in my order to get all of my pictures printed. So that is going to take a little bit more time. And I do want those before I start, actually like really working on the pages. But I did go ahead and grab a couple of pages from each of the books that I want to use. I scanned in the antique ones that I'll be making available for everyone. I'm probably going to end up using more pages than this, but we're just going to start with that. And basically what I'm going to do, like with these ones, I was able to actually get into the stitching and just remove the stitching. So this is a whole page, but it does have holes in it. So I want to reinforce that to be able to be able to use it moving forward. So what we're going to do is these ones that are still basically whole papers, I can show you better with the other one. Hold on. Here we go. So these ones are also still fully together, but you can see there's a big tear here. So one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to reinforce those with some washi tape, and then we're just going to do a little bit of decorating on these. Honestly, these ones here, I probably won't do too much with because I'm already just in love with that border. But yeah, so we're just going to do like a mass make session. And then I think I'm also going to grab a couple of just my regular papers and do some decorating on those because yeah, we're gonna need more than just this. So yeah, we'll get right into it. So I have two different washies here that I'm thinking about using. This one's more of a text one. More of a text one, and then this one is map. And then I probably have a few more I can use. Actually, let me take a quick look through my giant pile of washi tapes. So I may also use this one too. This one's more, what's the word I'm looking for? An anatomical kind of thing. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is just reinforce all of these. Okay, so now you can see it's just a little better reinforced. That'll make sure it doesn't fall apart when I tie it into my signatures. And I'm just gonna do the exact same thing using those 3 tapes with the rest of these. And then once that's done, I'll be right back with you. Okay, so here I have put together, I alternated them. So I have 3 of these pages from the book. And I just alternated which one I put the washi on, whether it was the outside or the inside. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to kind of work like in batches for this. So like here where there's lots going on, I'm not gonna mess with that too much, but like on this one, there's hardly anything. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose a stencil that I think will go well with what's already on here. And I think I'm gonna go with this one. And I'm gonna choose a color to put on here. So kind of the way that I do that is like looking through and finding, you know, colors that I see fairly frequently. And obviously a lot of these are neutrals, but I am seeing red and blue quite a bit. Put these back out of the way. And I think, I think I will go. So I'm gonna go with the lumberjack plaid for this. Just work on one at a time. And I'm just gonna, in a few places, go through. I was either gonna do the lumberjack plaid or the, shoot, now I can't, Uncharted Mariner was the other one I was looking for, and I just went with whichever one showed itself first, and it was the lumberjack plaid, so. I'm gonna make sure I get that nice and loaded. And then I'm just gonna go through in some spots and just add a little more color and a little more texture to these pages. Okay, so as you can see, I went through and just did some stenciling there. Obviously, I messed that one up, but that's okay. Most of it's probably going to get covered anyway. This is just to give a little extra, you know, like interest to the back. We're going to end up covering these with all kinds of stuff anyway. Well, most likely. And the other thing I want to do, I think I want to do some splatters. So I did go ahead and followed Louisa Hansel and her suggestion to pre-mix some paints and water for splatters. So what color do I want with the red? Let's see, I have bronze, black, white, gold, and silver. I don't think I want to go with silver. Silver is too cool of a color. I might do white and bronze, because I think I'll want the black on the antique paper, because I think that one's the darkest paper. Or then would I want the black on here and the white on the antique paper? Oh, well, crap. All right, I'm gonna go black and bronze, black and bronze. And I have my little favorite splatter brush there. I have no idea where I got that. It's many a year old. Okay, and I'll just add. And I'll do one color at a time and let them dry in between. Let's get a little more of that black. That way the colors don't mix together. So. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and dry this up, do the black splatters on the other side. And now I'm not sure if I do want to use the bronze or the gold. Ugh, decisions. But yeah, let me dry these up and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, yes, so we have the black down. Gold or bronze. I think I'm gonna go bronze because I think it ties in better to the red. And I'll probably be a little less generous with the bronze. Although, man, who knows? I like to lie. Okay, maybe not lie, but I always think I'm gonna do something and then I end up doing it differently, so. What I'll do is I will do this on both sides of these 3 pages. And then once that's done, we'll come back and I'll show you another technique for what I'm gonna do for the other page designs. See you then. All right, so we have these 3 done. I'll set these to the side. And the next ones that we're gonna work on, I have 4 of them. 2 full pages and then 2 that I just folded in half. These are from the aerodynamic book. And I think what I want to do on these ones is I'm just going to use, oh, I should get something to put underneath this. Hold on. All right, just protect my surface a little bit. And what I think I want to do for these ones is just use some acrylic paint and my scrapers here and just scrape some paint across these. Since I did go with the lumberjack plaid on the other ones, I want to introduce a little bit of blue on here. And I'm going to go with this kind of turquoisey. This is the Island Green Anita's. A little bit of white and then some of my antique iridescent gold. So I'll just show you quickly on this page how I'm going to do that. I'll do the rest off screen, and once that's done, I'll be right back with you. So I'm going to start with the white as my base. And I'm just going to give myself a small line of it. And then varying pressures, I'm just gonna scrape across. And I'm gonna do this in layers so that the colors don't mix too much. Okay, this is, I'll go with the gold next, and it's not 100% dry, Let's get that off. But it is like, I don't know, I'd say probably like 80% dry. And that's just because I don't want them mixing too much. I don't mind it mixing a little bit, just not too much. Now, this is going to be off screen, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do really quickly with this kind of turquoisey color. I'm just going to put a line of it. Come on. There we go. A line of it here on my plate, and this will be out of focus, so you won't be able to see it. But I'm just going to dip so I get a little bit on both sides there. And then do something more like that. So we're going with a little bit more of a kind of texture with this. And I'm just keeping a damp paper towel next to me to get that off in between rounds. And then anywhere I want it to be more noticeable, like I want this area up here to be much more white. Also down here, I'm just gonna add it directly to the paper. And then come in and push it from there. Okay, now I have this bag. This was just used, I believe, to pack up a souvenir that I brought home for a friend. And I'm just gonna crumple that up. And use that as texture in a few spots. Okay. And then I can reuse this just by straightening it back out and letting that dry somewhere, and then I can reuse it later. I'm just going to remove this from the back very carefully so that I don't tear the paper. Which I did do there, but not too much, thankfully. Whoop. There we go. I'll put that to the side. And then I'm gonna quickly just finish drying this off, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so that's pretty much dry. It's where I did the thick white, it's still a little, just a very little bit wet, so I'll have to watch for those areas. But I'm gonna use my sepia archival ink. And this stamp to add texture in just a few places. Okay, so there's that. And then one last step is going to be using that same blue that I put on the thing. I'm just going to add a couple splatters. And there's that. So I'm just going to do that with all 4 of these pages. Once that is done, I will be back to show you a really quick preview of them, and we will move on to the next pages. Okay, here we go. So now that I've sufficiently made a mess of myself, there's paint on my face as well. We can move on to the next ones. I did just want to show you really quickly. I did color the inside of these. I used salvage patina and rusty hinge distress oxides, and then splattered in gold and white. So there's those. Okay, and I've made the executive decision. I'm not going to touch these ones. Well, that's not true. I am going to touch them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these outside. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to record outside, so I can't show you guys what I'm doing. But basically, I'm just going to really lightly burn the edges of these. It's going to be pretty finicky because this is super, super fine paper. Very soft, but that's basically what I'm going to do. So for all of these antique ones here, this isn't all of the antique ones, but for these antique ones, I'm just going to take those outside and burn around the edges. So I'll show you those in a minute. But I also have these, and these are coffee stained matte photo paper. So I have 5 of those, and what I'm going to do is take this instant coffee that I picked up at one of the hotels. It was in the room at the hotel in Milano, I believe. And I'm just going to put that in here. There is a little bit of watercolor in here. That shouldn't be enough really to mess anything up. And I'm just going to dump that in there. And then I'm going to add some water. This is going to take a second because my spray bottle doesn't put out tons of water at a time. So I'll speed you through this part. Okay, so that's all set. It smells so much like coffee in here right now, and it's making me a very happy person because I love coffee. Let me grab, this is just an extra piece of coffee paper that I did, grid paper. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and I'm going to add a couple splatters. And then in a couple places, I'll do something like this. And then I'll go through and I'll put in a big drop in one spot and use my straw to blow out like that. And just give myself a fun coffee decorated paper. Okay, perfect. So something like that. And then I'm gonna let these naturally dry, just air dry. Okay, so I am back a little earlier than originally planned because I forgot I wanted to tell you something else. So the way that I used this this instant coffee, I didn't fully dilute it, so it gets sticky if it's too thick. So you can see in places, I hope you can see that, where it starts to shine, and it is sticky there. It will want to stick to stuff. So one of the ways to take care of that, there's tons of different ways. I think you could use a matte medium over this. That would work perfectly fine. You could also use like, what's it called? Like talcum powder, baby powder. But like this one is not sticky anymore. And I'll show you how I did that. So I just have one of these, It's like the wet naps. They're the ones for cleaning your hands. No, I didn't use them on my own. And I'm just going to take a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. And doing that, I can rub off. It will take some of the color from coffee dyeing it as well, but it can give a really fun kind of effect. So if you wanted like that, but basically as soon as I go over the coffee stain, it lifts that sticky part up. So you can do it as much as or as little as you want. It is still a little shiny. Don't know if you can see that or not, but it will not pull too much of the coffee color off, and it will make it so it's no longer sticky. So I'm also going to do that. I'm also going to add some white splatters. Because I did this extra distressing, I do want to add that little effect. So I'll show you quickly what that looks like. And then, there we go. Sorry. I changed my mind on the burning those pages. They're just so light that I'm afraid concentrating on where I want to put my splatters, that I'm afraid it will like burn too much of the paper back. So I don't want that. So I will finish these up and then I'll be back to show you what I'm going to do with those. Okay, so really quick, I'll just show you guys how that turned out. Very cute. And now I'll show you what I decided to do with this. Because this paper is so old, I am afraid to try to burn it. So I'm just gonna tear off the edges unevenly. And then I'm gonna go in with my gathered twigs. Yeah, gathered twigs. And just lightly, that was a little squeaky, wasn't it? I'm gonna go around the edges where I tore it. Sorry, I know this is shaking you guys a little bit. I can't help that. I'm working on getting a better stand for my camera, but I have not gotten it yet. Okay, so do that, and then, oh my gosh, that's squeaking so much. That hurts my ears. I'm gonna move this off screen. And then I'm just gonna go lightly right up against the edge with the gathered twigs. Let me put something underneath that so you can see it a little better. I don't mind doing it on the glass here because I can use it for something else. So just really lightly around the edges. So basically we're fading it from the gathered twigs. I don't know how well this is showing up on camera for you guys. Hopefully it's good. Like that. Pick a couple spots to make even darker. Like up there. Okay. And then I'm going to use just my Distress ink. And just right at the edge. And again, you can pick a couple spots to maybe go farther in with. Maybe where the flames got in a little bit more. Like so. And then, yeah, so that is what it looks like afterwards. So it's not as good to me as actually being able to burn the pages, but because I really love this paper, I don't want to completely destroy it. I'm just gonna do this and then, you know, fold it over. That's what it'll look like. So this is going to take me quite a bit of time. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of that off camera, and then I will be back with you guys once that's done. Alrighty, so there we have it. We have our faux burned paper here. We've got some coffee splatter paper here, and also using the alcohol to rub away that top layer of the photo paper. Might be a new thing for some of you. This one just swiping, stenciling, having fun with it. This was the oxides just on an acrylic block with water that I just mushed into the page and some splatters. And then this one, really, really simple, just stenciling and splattering to your heart's content. We did reinforce some of these pages with the washi tapes, which I don't know about you guys, but I have a ton of washi tapes and I always forget to use them. So that's a good way to remind me to use them. We also will next week have a couple more pages that we have to do, as well as something I'm hoping is going to be very exciting for me. Fingers crossed that comes out with us on Monday. If not, then it'll be the following Friday. But so I did want to let you guys know my website is back up and running. So the shop is live. All of the products that I currently have for sale are on there. So if you want to, please go check that out. Don't forget, I do still have that freebie up as well. If you would like to take the opportunity to give that a download. And yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate you being here. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like down below. It really helps the channel out. And yeah, I will see you guys on Monday for the next video. Bye.